Oh, that was weird. For those that don't know, I do stream at twitch.tv/MGT Radio. I'm assuming you got that way, but either way works. So today, I think we're going to start off with a fun one, and that's going to be Sram, Senior Edificer. I mean, he just seems stupid powerful, especially for Commander, and especially as a Commander. The amount of times I'm going to be drawing a card with this guy is going to be really high. So there's two different decks I want to build with this guy. There's a fun deck, and then there's a stupid deck. So there's a fun deck, and there's a super strong deck that's going to be very good in the perpetual future. So obviously we start with the fun, stupid deck, and then progress to the equipment aura deck. So let's start with vehicles, because obviously that's the first way you go when you play Sram. Also, we need his expertise real quick. Alright, there's his expertise. Now let's grab some vehicles. The only vehicle I don't have is, what's his name? I don't have the, I'll use words in a moment after I put all these cards in. There you go. The only vehicle I don't have is Hearted Kieran. That card is super expensive right now. So we're not going to go that way. Also, there's Lewis. He's chilling out in the bed. Say hello, Lewis. Lewis says hello. Cats aren't very expressive. So first thing we do is we put in all the vehicles, because if you didn't notice, when you cast a vehicle, after Sram, you get to draw a card. So quick question, how are we going to keep these vehicles crewed? I don't know. Let's make sure we get lands first. So there's a card I love running from Chathamore, from Eventide, and there's a card I love running in just general. So we're going to start our deck out with a land tax. Obviously, just by typing in land, that's the first card I'll get. It's wrong. So we're going to start with land tax. And I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name of the card, so I'm going to have to look it up the old-fashioned way. Howdy, Cap. Good to see ya. Which is going to be by going by type. Enchantment. CMC is 4. Only 4. There it is, Endless Horizons. It is from Eventide. So it's a 4-mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for any number of planes and exile them, then jump your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a card you own and exile with Endless Horizons into your hand. Pretty simple that way. It's going to work real well. So with Endless Horizons, we're able to make sure that we can get the planes that we need, which is good, because one of the things that white decks always end up having an issue with is making sure they have the lands they need to actually be able to play the game. This will prevent that from happening, which is wonderful, which is why I love it so gosh darn much. I love Srams. Not this guy. Endless Horizons. Probably one of my favorite mono white cards. Come on, and Sram is a good name. I like that. Howdy, Arch, Kyle, and Humar. Good to see you. Let's also go with... this is interesting. We're going to have a lot of artifact creatures as opposed to the normal regular creatures. So I don't know how good a card like Gauntlet of Power is going to be, because most of the time it's actually not going to be pumping our creatures. It's only going to be doubling our mana. So with a card like Gauntlet of Power, because it is, as I always say, symmetrical, you want to make sure you get the best benefit out of it. I don't know if we will get the best benefit out of a card like Gauntlet of Power, so instead, we're going to play... Ooh, let me remind myself to put in Karn real quick. There we go. But the real Karn, not the fake Karn. There we go. I think we're going to go for Cage Sun instead. There we go. And then an extra planar lens. I don't own... I don't actually own... What's this called? Snow Plains on Magic Gathering Online, but you're better off using Snow Plains when you play a card like Extra Planar Lens. We will be running a Myria. We always do our lands at the end. Don't worry, Piper. So let's be smart. We're still going to play some equipment. Lightning Greaves, certainly. We're also going to grab ourselves a copy of Swiftfoot Boots. And then we're going to grab ourselves a copy of Dark Steel Plate. That's a Dirk Steel. New type of thing. Nope, still wrong. Still completely incorrect. Dark Steel Plate, please. There we go. And then we're going to grab ourselves a copy of this Scythe of Strata. It's just going to be a huge benefit to our creatures. So the one issue is that it's really hard to equip vehicles because they obviously get unequipped afterwards. So, yeah. Oblivion Sower is insane against... Oblivion Sower is insane against Endless Horizons. That's very true. I also never expect to play against Oblivion Sower, so I should be fine. Alright, so we have a nice amount of equipment. We have a nice amount of vehicles. We have Karns. We can animate our vehicles without having to animate our vehicles, which is hilarious. We also have ourselves a Sram's expertise, and not admiral, aerial modifications, ways to get our vehicles going, but we need a consistent stream of creatures so that we can actually crew our vehicles, because the last thing we want to do is just have a bunch of artifacts in play and then not be able to use them. Thank you, Unique Faisal, for resubscribing. 11 months. It's awesome. Yeah. Conviction is pretty good, and a card we would definitely be considering. But I think first we're just going to go down the vehicle route. So I think there's a lot of cards that bring back a bunch of artifacts to the battlefield. I'm trying to think of ones that I would like to use here. I don't think there's a mass return from the graveyard artifact spell in white, but we're going to find out for ourselves. Pretty sure there isn't. Very tempted to play Nahiri here. Yeah, most of them destroy. Can't play Bringer because it's actually 5 colors. Yeah, Archaeologist seems pretty cute and brings back artifacts, which is adorable. We should probably play Archangel here. As well as a bonus. Oh, here we go. Cool. We'll play Aurora Reclamation. Forgot this card existed. 100%. Take one of those. This is why we click something and then scroll down. Because every once in a while you find really good cards that you forget exist. Open the Vaults. Open the Vaults is probably a good call, actually. I like the idea of Open the Vaults. Elemento, Open the Vaults. It is symmetrical, and most of the time people are going to get better cards than us, but we'll take it Open the Vaults, because that card is super fun. Do we want an Enlightened Tutor? I don't think I want an Enlightened Tutor. We do want to Return to Dust. We'll grab a Refurbish. We'll grab a Razor Hippogriff. Razor Hippogriff performs 2 very important things in letting us actually crew our vehicles, as well as bringing stuff back from the graveyard. Just saying, like Treasure Hunter. And that should be about it. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, cool. Alright, so as I mentioned before, we still want some good removal. We want to make sure that our deck is well-rounded. So let's grab some card draw and some removal. I think I want a Mind's Eye in this deck. And then we want... Mind Stone is fine. Grab ourselves a Dreamstone Hedron. And then let's grab ourselves some removal. So just straight up swords. No, this kind of swords. Did I already put Return Dust in here? I did. Path. And then... I'm going to go with Marshal's Coup. Martial Coup. And then a Wrath of God. So the reason why I'm going this way is because Martial Coup and Wrath of God are actually really good when you have a bunch of vehicles out, because I have to kill the vehicles. Martial Coup also is really, really, really good in this deck, because you can Martial Coup and then end up killing all creatures on the battlefield and have a bunch of things to actually animate your vehicles and hit people. So we're also going to use Kurtar's Wrath, which will give you 2/1/1s if you have Threshold, which is cute as heck. So that's adorable. Now let's actually make creatures consistently. I'm actually going to first turn to Planeswalkers more than anything else. That's going to give us a very consistent source of... Oh, we don't see any of our white or blue Planeswalkers. That's interesting. Oh, because I did the Planeswalker format, not actual Planeswalkers, like a dumb person. Type Planeswalker. There's a bunch of Planeswalkers we can use. We want to use Big Elspeth, Elspeth. Nahiri also does some work. Doesn't give us creatures, doesn't give us creatures, doesn't give us creatures, doesn't give us creatures, but also very good at vehicles. So we'll grab Ugin. Gideon can actually become a creature and crew, which is really nice. And with how this deck is currently forming up, I think I do want a copy of Day of Judgment as well. There we go. Oh, Rebirth instead of Kurtar's Wrath? Oh god, that does seem much better. There we go. Alright, we literally have 7 more slots, and we do not have enough creatures to crew all these vehicles. Well, we have Sram, so no matter what, Sram will be able to crew most of our vehicles, but still, this is a little bit embarrassing. So we need to make sure we get some actual creatures in here that can consistently put out creatures and stick around forever. Do those exist? No. So instead... Start with Sun Titan. Give me a Regent. Ellis Norn not going to really pull off what we're trying to do here. I will grab a Hero Blade Hold. Rector is kind of adorable, actually. We always listen to Smart Term, that's a fact. Cage of Hands does seem fun, so a lot of people are mentioning in comments a lot of really great cards when it comes to more of an aura-themed version of this deck, which I think would be a very good way to take this deck as well. First, we're doing the stupid version of this deck, which is just a bunch of vehicles and cards that are crew vehicles. But we will definitely go that route next. Do I even own a Monastery Mentor? That's a great question. LM. I never bought one. That makes sense. Yeah, Field Marshal. This card's really good. I'm trying to think, while scrolling, of cards that I really want to put in this deck from here. So the issue is, the cards that we really need are low-cost creatures between 1 and 3 that stick around, or make additional creatures, and then also allow us to crew our vehicles, which aren't that common, which is kind of an issue. It's going to be a little difficult. So we go for a more control route with stuff like a Miri Shepherd and Eternal Dragon, which is not the worst idea I've ever heard of, but at the same time I don't really think it's going to get to where we need to be. I have a Grand Abolisher. Hangerback Walker? Why not? I can see it working. Part of me wants to play Isamaru just to have a creature on turn 1 to crew our vehicles. That doesn't seem good enough. So, how's this deck going to play out? Let me think out loud. Right? Where we're building this deck is we basically play Sram on 2, and then we look to play vehicles afterwards to draw cards and keep our hand full, right? And then we have ways to return those vehicles to our hand and also to wrap the board to make sure that our opponents can't put stuff down. The issue that I'm seeing is that when we go with that route, what's going to end up happening is we play Sram, we draw cards. Sram can crew vehicles, but then we can't crew anything else. And then when we crew a vehicle, we're then open to a bunch of attacks, right? Right. So we need repeatable ways to be able to put creatures out that enable us to be able to not only block, but then to also crew vehicles. So I think one of the things we need is stuff like Heliod more than anything else, ways to give ourselves vigilance. Card that can give us vigilance and a card that can put creatures in play. Did I put Evangel Heliod instead of actual Heliod? I did. That's dumb. I think vigilance is also going to be really important for this deck because a lot of the time we're going to want to be able to attack then crew, probably for blocks, which seems decent. Eventually I'll build a Hope of Garriper deck, yeah. I don't think why not. Order of the White Clay. Ooh, that's a great idea, actually. I like this Order of the White Clay. We could pay Order of the Sacred Torch, 3 mana, 2/2 that count as black spells. There we go. Stupid human creatures. Kicking Rabble is not good in this deck, actually, funnily enough. Because, where'd this thing go? We don't have a lot of white permanents. A lot of artifact permanents, not a lot of white permanents. God, I wish I could play Leap Cavaliers in this deck. That could be very interesting in this deck, funnily enough. Don't think it's good enough, but it could be very interesting in this deck. There we go. Whenever this guy untaps, you can pay 2 and a white. If you do, create 2/1 white soldier creature tokens. I'm in. Alright, that's good. That's good. Alright. We're crewing it up. I grab myself a tracker. Meta can't crew anything, otherwise it'd be really fun. Got myself a Midnight Guard. And a Bell Ringer, certainly. Okay. And a Sentry. Now this is fun. Pure Steel seems good, but we have like 3 equipment. I don't know if we want to go Pure Steel. Do I have Caught in the Brights? Not much. Do we have a Geishunter Monk? Geishunter Monk's actually very awkward in this deck, I think. Because you don't have consistent creatures. Which is really, again, awkward. Alright. We have 26 creatures now, which is actually really important. Let's take out some of the chaff and try this version of the deck out. I don't think Ugin's right. Don't need a Skirmisher. You know what I actually need? I need Sunscour. Is that the right? That's the card I think it is, right? Destroy all non-white creatures? No. I'm thinking of... Mass Calcify. Nice. Need to take out, like, 5 cards. I'm really trying not to cut a single vehicle if I can. Like, real hard. Because that's kind of the point of what we're doing. Be kind of dumb to take them out. Take out Vault, keep War Reclamation. Leave Martial Coup. Take out Abolisher. Oh. Welcome home, certainly, Tigerscraft. Welcome back from South Africa. Hope it was enjoyable. Look I got Big Baby Elspeth, but not Big Baby Elspeth. This is 36 lands. Can we run a 36 lander? With all these 4 drops, it seems like it'd be a bad idea. Can we take out this terrible card? I think we could take out the terrible card. We're taking out... We took out a vehicle. Please don't hate me. But that vehicle looked awful. That vehicle looked real bad. It's going to be really weird because vehicles are definitely made for limited. Like, I have a 2-mana 2/3 flyer in my deck. What's nice is that with Sram, I could play Sram and play Skyskiff and draw a card, then I can even activate the Skyskiff. But the big benefit for vehicles is that... So there's definitely a version of this deck where it's Wraths, Sram, vehicles, indestructible token making generators. So like mirror generator and stuff like that. Where the goal of the deck is to use your vehicles as creatures that can randomly get animated. Basically like an odd Karn deck, right? Where the goal of the deck is just to play stuff like Planeswalkers and token making machines, and then use a bunch of Wrath effects because you don't care because your creatures aren't actually activated during your turn. And then you could then make tokens and then kill your opponents. Which seems like a really interesting way to take this deck. It seems very controlling and probably not the most fun, but really very interesting way to take this deck. Right now, this version is definitely much more built around like untap shenanigans and just decent creatures, but it feels very loose. It doesn't seem like it's doing what it's intending to do. I guess that's the way to put it. Like, I feel like the first time we play this deck, it's going to end up being a bunch of vehicles on the battlefield that we can't activate. Then we play Sram, we can activate them. We're going to be crewing to crew. I don't know. It just feels very odd. I also don't know how this deck wins games from here, especially 4-player games, where you end up in a situation where you have a bunch of vehicles in play, and then you can crew them and attack people, but then you end up with the problem with vehicles where when you crew them to attack, you have a bunch of tapped creatures in play, which do nothing. You know, like an intruder alarm, which is really funny. We do have Toka. I don't know. It just feels... I'm excited to try it out. I feel like before I decry this deck, we need to try out the deck. So let's try out the deck, right? Let's stop being a negative Nancy. And let's just build this deck first, right? Put some lands in and go from there. And see what happens. Definitely going to play Outpost. I'll grab a tower here. Definitely going to grab Ancient Tomb. We want to go quick. Are we a workshop deck? Oh, are we a workshop deck is a great question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 27, 28. So we have 28 artifacts in this deck. Are we a workshop deck? I think we could be a workshop deck. Alright, we're now a workshop deck. Got me a mirror pool. We're not an Ugin. I have Ugin deck, I'll tell you that much. Myria. Pretty much anything that makes creatures is something that's going into this deck. Because there's going to be times where we need to make creatures to kill people. We're not a Nykthos deck, funnily enough. Maybe not even funnily enough. We're just not a Nykthos deck, period. We're also not making... We're not paying 5 mana to make a sliver. Not going to happen. I have standards, okay? I need to do things. But I also have standards for what cards go into this deck. Give me a Windburst Heights. I will take a Foundry. Don't think we need Watchtower. I will take this Golem. Golem seems good in this deck. Landscape, Plains, Nubenalia, Spawning Bed. And the rest have to be Plains, basically, with how I built this deck, yeah. Alright, sweet. 37 lands. That's not bad. Alright, let's try this out. Sram goes fast indeed. Sram, sorry. I can't pronounce my own commander's names. But he does go fast. Players, free-for-all. All players lying watchers. 1 win in 40 minutes. Hello and good luck. It's Sram. Tempered Steel. Oh, can't leave the match now. Already started. But good point on Tempered Steel. That's not a bad idea at all. Let's wish our opponents hello and good luck, because we are not a heathen or a troglodyte. Ooh, God luck. Oh no, not God luck. Oh no. Just good luck. Whew, that was scary. I almost wish them God luck. That's too much. So we're playing Sram, Senior Engineer. We're keeping this hand. Actually seems pretty good for what we're trying to do. Sram is 1 white for a 2/2. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle, you get to draw a card. Pretty simple. Our top left player is playing Brian Stoutarm. 2 red white for a 4/4 giant warrior with lifelink. We're all going to die. For a red, you could tap it, sack a creature. Other than Brian, Brian deals damage to the sacrifice creature's power target player. Our middle player is playing Kijiki Mirrorbreaker. 2 triple red for a 2/2 with haste. Sorry, the Windbreast Heights. Exile this extra planar lens. You create a token that's a copy target non-legendary creature you control. That token has haste, sacrifice to be in the next end step. Our top right player is playing Kumbal, Council of Allocation. 1 white black for a 2/3 Human Advisor. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Our next turn is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to cast our commander. So one of the things I always talk about in Commander, which people are probably tired of me talking about, is the fact that your commander is a renewable resource and you should always cast your commander first. I actually really believe in that. The cards in your hand that you draw from your deck are single entities, and that's why a card like Concentrate is so good. It turns 1 card into 3 cards, plus 2, right? Your commander is always available, and the only thing that increases is the commander tax when it dies. So most of the time, it's rather appropriate to just cast your commander, especially in the face of counter spells or in the face of other things that could affect it. Yes, lands without snowlands. I don't own snowlands in MTGO. They're enough money to where I don't want to pay for snowlands, so I don't have them. So we're going to cast our commander here. Also, like, we want to draw the card off of Lightning Greaves if we can. And how you can win with Stormcrow? You get 12 points for winning with Stormcrow. How do you win with Stormcrow? All right. First of all, that's a wonderful question. It's a 1/2 bird. I think you could go with the Kangi Airy Keeper deck. Generate infinite mana with Kangi. Make Kangi have infinite feather counters. And then you can use Kangi plus Stormcrow to make an infinitely big Stormcrow. And then just attack all your opponents for game. Which would be pretty cute. And it's not too hard to make infinite mana in Commander. You can just go the 4 Horsemen route and win the game pretty simply. So I would say that's the call. We have a Cade Sun coming down, naming red, which is an issue. Now our Kijiki player has more mana, which is kind of scary. So yeah, I would probably go Kangi. You can make very big Stormcrows very quickly. Just go Tribal Birds and have a bunch of fun. Then the problem is you have to draw Stormcrow. But you're in white-blue, so it shouldn't be too difficult to draw enough cards to find Stormcrow. So, like, you get long-term plans for Stormcrow. That's a legal move you can make in Commander. We actually haven't recorded the next Commander Clash. The next Commander Clash is going to be recorded tomorrow. And I'll be playing Rishkar, probably that deck that you guys saw me build before. Alright, Thought Vessel into, hopefully, something exiling Cade Sun. Okay, no. Alright, so it's up to us to exile Cade Sun, and we don't have a way to exile it, so that's going to be an issue. We also have a nice amount of 6 and 5 drops in our hand, which could be a problem. I will say, Soul's Attendant, really good against Kiki-Jiki Infinite combo. Hey, look, a Myria. That's a nice land that we just found there. We're going to cast Lightning Greaves, draw a card off of Sram. Draw a Dreamstone Hedron. That's adorable. Play a Myria. Suit up our Sram. And get in the scrum. I'm one of those funny people. Get in the scrum. That coffee is so cold. Oh, transmute muddling the mixture works as well. Alright, so everyone is attacking the Kiki-Jiki player. If you'll note, there's a new functionality. That's a double striking Char Rumbler. Ooh, baby. If you'll notice, there is now a little red shield that comes up that details commander damage, which is pretty darn cool. So they've been dealt 2 damage from our commander. Probably 4 damage from this commander. Going Mana Vault in the Caged Sun when you go first is definitely means that everyone tries to kill you. So it does detail the amount of mana for both. So 4/21 from Bryon, 2/21 from Sram. 21 commander damage, which is specifically combat damage, doesn't mean that you die. The lowest power creature of all time. That's true. Char Rumbler has negative attack. Always funny. Let's see what our Kiki-Jiki deck goes for. The good news is that we now can't get our Sram killed by either Duplicant or by Flametongue Kavu, which is clearly in this deck, in the Kiki-Jiki deck, so. That was the other good thing about drawing Lightning Greaves there, actually. We don't have to worry about either of those cards. I would assume we're going to be seeing, oh, that's not Kiki-Jiki, that's Blasphemous Act. Fine for us, because on turn 4 we're just going to cast our commanders and Greaves it up. So that works. How much longer are we playing? Honestly, for about 2 hours. Add in Paradox Engine to risk. I don't think we're the full Druid deck. I don't know if Paradox Engine is going to really do the job. So our Camball deck still missing black mana. Certainly not what they're trying to do. Ooh, Day Judgment. All right, so we certainly need lands. Cast our commander, suit him up, attack our Kiki-Jiki player, and pass. Easy as pie. Look at all these cards we can't cast currently. Those are adorable. Yep, can't even cast our vehicle. This is one of the most expensive vehicles in the entire deck. Bryon returns to the battlefield. Seems pretty simple. Oh, we going fast, boys and girls. We trying to go fast. Need to draw a land. Seems pretty simple. Now let's see what our Kiki-Jiki deck goes for. I wouldn't be surprised to see either Kiki-Jiki. I could see like Kiki-Jiki coming down and then like FTK killing, Flametongue Kavu killing Bryon. Looks like we're gonna get something completely different though. Nope. Here's Kiki-Jiki into Treasure Keeper. When Treasure Keeper dies, reveal cards on top of your library until you reveal a non-land card with CMC 3 or less. You may cast a card without paying its mana cost, but all reveal cards not cast away in the bottom of the random order. Oh, right. Death Cascade. Camball player plays Hedron Archive. We are eternally jealous. Yes, we have the vehicle that crews other vehicles for 1 and a white. And then we have the creature that crews vehicles for 1. Which is nice. Land off the top would be beautiful here. We'll play Sram's Expertise, I guess. We don't have a thing to cast after it, which is really funny. But I'll take 3/1/1s, so we might as well. Boom! Alright, so we get 3 servos, and then I could cast this card, but I will choose not to. And we'll go to attacks. We always attack. So we'll attack our top right player. We never don't attack. We could Marshal Coup for 0. That's true. But I feel like that card's going to be worth more in the long game. So for 4... see what our brown deck finds. They find a return to dust, exiling Thran Dynamo and Caged Sun. Well done indeed. Alright, that takes a lot of the sting out of this game so far. I'm sorry, is that a Stone Shaker Shaman? At the beginning of each player's end step, that player sacrifices an untapped land. What is going on? Alright. So it's not an art-based deck. Is it just buff dudes? Oh, what is this deck? Is it a Shaman Elemental deck? Everyone's tapping out now, that's true. Oh, the Kikijiki player gets exiled by a make. Artist for this one is Jeff Miracola. And this is Kev Walker. Treasure Keepers are chilling out. The big thing is that these get exiled and not sacrificed. So they have to find a sacrifice outlet to be able to eat the Treasure Keepers. Oh, they do get sacrificed. Never mind. They'll get the benefit off the Treasure Keeper. That's pretty cute. Buff Dudes is Xenagos. Oh, here's a trading post. We'll take 3 here. We will choose not to block. The worst part is how bad the textured panel lens is underneath this Windbris Heights. They find a soul ring from the Treasure Keeper that just died. They can use the soul ring through trading posts to draw a card and get an extra free card from this Treasure Keeper, which is pretty cool. Hey! Look at this! Our Kambal deck finally found a black mana. Well done, guys. Well done. So we desperately need lands. Like, desperately need lands. And then for 5... Oh, you have to tap out every single turn. Someone needs to remind me of that. Because I will forget. Oof. It's real cold up here in Florida. Elspeth works. That's a decent magic card. Hey, look, it's Elspeth. I'll take 2 life. You can gain 2 life. I do not mind. Then we're going to move this over here. Then we're going to give this guy plus super sweet and flying. Then we're going to move this over here. Then we're going to go to attacks. Who do we hit for 5? Great question. Let's attack our top right player. We're going to leave the boots on Sram as well. Oh god, I just moved everything. That was not the goal. My body is a wonderland and also too big for my table. Coalition Relic comes down. The Kambal deck gains 2 more life. God, I love Kambal so much. Part of me, like, after this game, just wants to build a Kambal deck. I know it's not good enough, so I won't, but I really want to. Howling Mine. Ooh, baby. I am so happy about Howling Mine. Let me tell you. Big fan of Howling Mine. Oh, are you talking about that magical key known as F8? I think I know that key. This one here? That's a good point, chap. I will block your Brian Stoddard. Trying to offend my Elspeth Knight Errant. How dare you? She has done nothing wrong. Also, sacrifice a land. That's awkward. Top left player accidentally sacrifices land. Probably not the intention. Are they going to sack the Treasure Keeper to draw a card and get a free? Yep, they are. They're going to sacrifice the Treasure Keeper, get a free non-land card that costs 3 or less, and draw a card off of the trading post. Which is just, you know, beautiful. They get a Wildfield Scarecrow. Alright. Get them lands. Kijiki deck officially going off. Get yourself, Lewis. You gotta look prettier on camera, okay? Alright, good. Sorry, handsome. A WWE Hall of Fame themed commander deck. Who would Brian Stoutarm present? Oh, he's obviously Macho Man. I mean, if you just tilt the card a little bit, it's Macho Man throwing an elbow. So he's Macho Man. Oh yeah, brother. Oh, that's Hulk Hogan and not Macho Man Randy Savage. Whatever, it's fine. I'm sorry, Marty. We are still not sure if we should or shouldn't be explaining the FA key every single time. Oh, our opponent just got caught by Stone Shaker Shaman. Nope, they're tapping out response because it's like a smart person would. Excuse me, that cat is licking its tail. All right, but that's what cats do, yeah. They should probably tap all the way out. There's no mana burn. Do they forget to set? Oh man, that's kind of embarrassing. There it is. They're just gonna make a goat. Alright, maybe we'll draw some lands off of this card. Be nice. We're also in the realm of the game where we can just start casting cards like Day Judgment because we have a consistent token maker. Blind Obedience does work against our... Actually, I was going to say doesn't do anything. Does work against our vehicles because it counts artifacts. Alright. This Sram is going to gain... So this Kimball is going to gain so much life. This Sram also very good, but the Kimball is going to gain a lot of life. Alright, gonna attack Elspeth. That's cute. I will block. Elspeth never dies. Except when she dies, then she dies. Alright, lands. Specifically a land for this Howling Mind. Would be wonderful. We could be running Blind Obedience in this deck, though, and I don't think it would be bad either. Think it'd be Haxa Jindugan? I could see it. Alright, that's a Cultivator's Caravan. It's like a land. And a Mishra's Workshop, which is a lot like a land. Alright, so we can go like this. Are you ready, boys and girls? We're going to cast our Cultivator's Caravan with our Mishra's Workshop. We're going to take 2 life. We're going to take 2 damage because we don't mind. We are going to draw a card. Whew, a land, you say. And then we have... Oh, this comes into play tapped. Oh, no! I messed it up. Shoot. All right, well, we're going to do something else then. We're going to go attack first. I'm so embarrassed. I just talked about how this card works. Well, fine. I'm going to Day of Judgment instead. And then make a 1/1 with Elspeth. Whoop, there it is, I believe is the term. Make a 1/1, give it hexproof, and pass. And by off, we mean practically kill switched. Yeah, I guess we do. Yep. My bad. I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of fun with this deck right now. That is a... What is that? That's a Stone Spirit, which can't be blocked by creatures with flying. The Spirit of the Stone is the Spirit of Strength. It's a 4/3 for 5. Still have no idea what this player is playing, but I'm excited to find out. I just don't know. There's a lot of stones going on. There's Dust and Char. There's a Char Rumbler. There's Dust. There's Stone Shaker Shaman. Okay. Possible we're playing a stone-based deck that, quote-unquote, rocks. Did Panharmonicon get banned in EDH yet? No. Panharmonicon is not banned in EDH. I'm going to go with Thankfully, because that card is a lot of fun. He's rocking a pretty good deck. We found out what it is. Good job, us. We're the best at investigating. Did I watch the Rumble? Yeah, I ended up staying up. I worked Sunday and Monday and ended up staying up Sunday night. And the Rumble overall, I mean, the AJ Cena match was great. I wasn't The Rumble itself was like okay. It wasn't the best thing ever made, and it wasn't the worst thing. Not even close to the worst thing, but overall I was a fan. Did Paradox Engine get banned yet? Nope. Still just one of the 99. Here's Kiki-Jiki, returning to the battlefield. Tapped. And a Pilgrim's Eye, which is a really good card. We should probably be running Pilgrim's Eye in this deck, now that I think of it. Really going to be really awkward when we accidentally cast this Dreamstone Hedron next turn and get a tapped Dreamstone Hedron. Everything is a swamp? Thank you, Urborg. Now we can tap our Vish's Workshop for actual mana. Just wonderful. So what I'm probably going to do this turn is still hope Elspeth is alive, which she's taking at least 2 damage from our top right Kambal player. But we're going to play a land. We're going to start... The next time we build this deck, we're going to take out some of these non-basic lands, because, like, our Emiria is a year away from working. I was, like, cuddled up in my bed asleep, so I was mainly just cuddled up in my bed asleep. This is going to be Shieldred? Sorry, that's a Defiant Bloodlord. Flying 4/5, whenever you gain life, each opponent loses that much life. Okay, it's a real magic card. Yeah. We have spoilers for the Raw that happened. We have a Samoa Joe return, which is always nice. Samoa Joe, I guess he finally came out as Triple H's bodyguard. / part of the authority. / we still have an Elspeth. I love Elspeth so much. What we're going to do is we're going to trick our opponents into killing this Elspeth and then play the next Elspeth. They're going to be like, man, who let you have 2 Elspeths? And our answer is going to be Richard Garfield. All right. Ooh, this Dark Steel Plate's not that bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can play Sram and play Dark Steel Plate here. And then equip it with Lightning Greaves. That sounds really good. So that's exactly what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast our commander. Play Dark Steel Plate, draw a card. Ooh, we drew a Plains. That's really nice, actually. We're going to keep that in our hand. We're going to end up discarding Treasure Hunter so we can bring it back with Sun Titan, because it's going to be, as the kids say nowadays, lit. I think we're just going to make an extra 1/1 here with our Elspeth. Hey, look, we got a 1/1. God, I love Elspeth so much. And we're just going to pass. Again, discard the Treasure Hunter here. There we go. I think overall I enjoyed the Royal Rumble that recently came out. Thought it was fun. Liked to come to the matches before the actual Rumble. Liked the actual Rumble itself. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. They could have had a better person come out at 30, but that's just how life is going to work. So, can't really prevent it from occurring that way, I don't think. Alright. That's a lot of mana. Is this for the return of Bryon Stoutarm? It just might be. Rock Hydra? Oh, snap! That is a 6. That is a 8 mana 6/6. It enters battlefield with X +1/+1 counters. Each 1 damage be dealt to it. If it has +1 counter, remove it for each damage that we prevented. For red, you prevented damage to be dealt to Rock Hydra, and for 3 red mana, you can put a +1 counter on it. You can only activate this during your upkeep, which is hilarious. That is slight. I don't know, Pino. They might be dumb enough to do that. I wouldn't put anything past those decision makers. Okay, real quick. Do you see how cute this cat is? You're welcome. Recommend to read the original rules text of Rock Hydra. I don't even know how to do that. Alright, so I am a little bit worried about our opponent activating this Pyrock Null. He's going to be able to get a bunch of lands with Pilgrim's Eye and draw a bunch of cards. Like, our Kiki-Jiki deck is doing a lot of real things here, I guess is the best way to put it. We're just making 1/1s and slowly drawing cards because we're a little bit behind on lands, which is something we knew could happen. That is a Fellhide Spearbender. Love this guy. 4 mana, 3/4. When he becomes untapped, you can pay 1 to red. If you do, you create a token that's a copy of another target creature, except it's enchantment. It gains haste and you exile it. This is very good because of this blind obedience, which is hilarious. What up, Bash? Yeah, I agree with you as well. Then our opponent makes a copy of the... This is really good. Our opponent makes a copy of the Wormcoil Engine with his Kiki-Jiki, sacrifices it to trading post to draw a card. I'm sorry, what? What? Oh, what are these tokens? Alright, so, if you didn't know, when Wormcoil Engine dies, you get 2 3/3 colorless worms, one of which has lifelink and one to death touch. In case you didn't know, these are now the worm tokens we use on MTGO. Alright. It's not even a proper text box. Yes, trample is flavor text here. These cards do not have trample. This is fantastic. I don't even know how you do this. This is wonderful. But, you know, sometimes you don't understand how MTGO can do something, and then they come right back and they're like, of course we can. This is how. Oh, I love you, MTGO. Never change. Never change. Our top left player, nobody's like, man, those tokens are funnier than my meme deck. I gotta stop trying. Man, these tokens, what are these even from? Are these... I'm trying to think what these tokens are from. They've got to be something from, like, Odyssey Block. It's not Penumbra Worm. Is this the token, the original token for Penumbra Worm? But I don't think Penumbra Worm puts out trampled worm tokens. So I don't really know what these are from. At all. Oblivion Ring is actually pretty scary here. So with Defiant Bloodlord, whenever our opponent extorts, they also gain a lot of life. And then they gain 3 life, then each of us lose 3 life because of it. Alright, let's see what O-Ring exiles. I have an idea of what they should choose. I would not have chosen Elspeth, but I'll take it. Ooh, Heliod. Nice. Play a land. Our Sram is still alive. Can we equip Sram? 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 1 mana from equipping Sram and then Martial Cooing, which is kind of annoying. So we can instead play Dreamstone Hedron, equip Sram, and be able to crew our Caravan. Isn't the best, but it works. I think that's what I'm going to do here. I want to be able to basically put some more mana on. Actually, we really need a Martial Coup to get rid of all of this madness, including our top right player's card. Like, that is going to be an issue. The part that we can't do it and also crew the Cultivator's Caravan is annoying, but not the end-all of the game, you know? Because it also prevents this madness, which I think is really important. If we play if we exile the planes, can we still, if we use the Wimper's Heights, can we still cast this for 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? No, it would actually be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got it. Okay, I would do this. I gotta make sure I don't get this wrong. Then I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? I kept saying 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's right. Then our top right player has a lot of mana because we're playing stupid extraplanar lens and we don't have snow planes. Big Elspeth, -3. It doesn't get rid of the Spirit Bender. It only gets rid of Wormcoil Engine. There's these two creatures which you don't really care about. I'd also rather have the 5/1 ones. I think that's kind of important. We could also like Heliod, play Ballista Charger, draw a card, not care. It's an option. No, let's just be safe. Don't feel like dying today. Let's attack first, like smart people. Sending everything in our Kiki-Jiki deck, because we can't attack the person with Norn Xanax. We're also 1 mana away from making sure our Sram is indestructible. I just can't risk it. Like, honestly, I really, really, really cannot risk this going badly. Especially that Bloodlord. That Bloodlord, I think, was actually the scariest thing in the battlefield. I mean, obviously, Wormcoil Engine and Kiki-Jiki, not the nicest. But I think the Bloodlord was the scariest thing I was looking at. That is a Wall of Stone. 3 mana 08 Defender. Oh yeah. That Bloodlord on the battlefield with the amount of mana our black-white Kambal deck had actually indicates more than anything else. Like, they just dead to the Deathless for a bunch of mana and everyone dies immediately, which seems like a really bad way to lose the game. So we played it very safe. We ended up just wrathing the board, even though it wasn't a true benefit for us. But I think it's just important to make sure that we don't lose the game. Usually a good call. They are from Penumbra Worm from Apocalypse. I knew it! I just didn't know the worm token from Penumbra Worm was a Trampler. I guess that would make sense. Yep, it does have Trample. Okay. But I'm pretty sure it's like not even the version from the most recent... It's not even the worm from like the most recent version of Penumbra Worm. Which is probably the funniest part about it. Ooh, that's a Valak at the Moment Pinnacle hitting the field. It's going to do some work going forward. Mono red player leaving up the Death Touch Worm, gaining 3 life off the Lifelink Worm. They play a Hedron Archive. This Blind Obedience is doing a whole bunch of work. I see Spence. I am excited. I think there's no way we don't cast Heliod here. It's just too good on this kind of board. So our goal is probably, I think we can do both Heliod and Dreamstone Hedron. Because giving our creatures Vigilance makes our vehicles a lot better, which is why we're playing Heliod in the first place. Here's a Burnished Heart. Everyone loses a life, they gain 3. God, Extort is so good. Extort is so good. So they're playing Burnished Heart in the effort of getting a little bit frisky here. It's always good to get a little bit frisky. I'm getting really worried about our top right black-white player. with the amount of mana they're putting out, they could easily go for something like a Death to the Deathless or a Exsanguinate and kind of end the game. So we got to keep that in mind and really focus on trying to hurt that player as much as possible. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. So we can play Hedron. Cast our commander. No, sorry, cast Heliod, God of the Sun. Now all of our creatures have vigilance, which works really well with vehicles. So we're playing Heliod. This is the Death Touch Worm? Nice. Alright. They eat one of our soldiers, which is fine. Probably one that's equipped. Yeah, one that's equipped. Take 5, go to 16. We didn't attack our top right player because they currently have Norn's Annex in play, and dealing our opponent 5 damage is not worth 12 life. So we're just going to pass here. Yeah, certainly. I'll put up an actual list. This is this is the bad version of this deck. I really want to put this out there. Like, this is the really bad version of this deck. It's not good. If only enough 0 mana equipment to make Sram Storm work in Commander. I don't think so. But you could try your best. In Modern, I think that might be a really fun deck to try. Sram Cheerios. Here we go, chap. Bronze Stat Arm hits the field again. Tapped because of Blind Obedience. Yeah, I'll put up the list in just a moment. Probably after this game, I'll put up this stupid vehicle list. And then we'll make a real version of this deck when I grab some more coffee, which will probably be an equipment-based version, which makes the most sense, and then go from there. What is our top left player trying to do? Great question. They are playing a tribal stone and rock deck. So, there's that. I mean, you can certainly do it. It's actually not too difficult. You only need 3 cards, and you're playing white, so you could tutor for at least one of them. You could tutor for 2 of them. You can, you need Cloudstone Curio, and you need, you need Cloudstone Curio, and you need, what's it called? So you can steal Shaper's Gift, and you can Enlighten Tutor. It's not Enlighten Tutor, it's Witch Tutor. Artifactor. Is it Enlightened? No, I'm just being dumb. It is Enlightened Tutor. Then you just find Cloudstone Curio. Oh, it's not Artifact. I'm dumb. Never mind. I'll always forget that about Cloudstone Curio. Yeah, Curious is an Artifact. Shoot. When you try and break the game, and the game realizes that you're trying to break the game, and tells you that, no, we already know that breaks the game. Good morning, Hepty. Alright, they're just going to discard a card to gain 4 life here. That's interesting. They discarded Mirror Pool of all lands. Alright. Yeah, I have a bad feeling that we're all just dead next turn to our white-black deck here. Real bad feeling. Hey, Fitzy. Alright, mono red deck. I need you to kill our white-black deck. That'd be wonderful. Draw 2 cards off a Hedron Archive. I will say I'm really happy I put this Mishra's Workshop in the deck. Fist, that wasn't very nice. I know you were sleeping. I'm sorry, Lois. All right. So our mono red deck gets in for three damage, goes up 23. They've also drawn the most cards. They have 66 cards left in their deck compared to everybody else. Ooh, it's a lot of mana for Kikijiki. All right. Comes into play tapped because of Blind Obedience, which has been the death knell of this Kikijiki deck, that's for sure. You always forget how good Blind Obedience is until you have to play against it, and then you remember how good Blind Obedience is, and you're like, wow, Blind Obedience is really good. Alright, land comes into play for a white-black deck. Let's see if we're all dead. It's honestly that simple. Underworld Connections. Gonna start drawing extra cards here. They can extort it, which they probably should, and they decide to. So during our turn, what are we going to do? We are probably going to... We could start Elspething, which is always great. We could also start... We could play Karn and just throw a bunch of stuff at our top right player, which is adorable. We could also... Like, what I kind of want to see here is a Wrath Effect from our black-white player. I think that would actually be the best thing for us. Here's Kimball. Not one of the best things for us. Gonna Greaves it up. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, that is a commander damage counter. 6 damage from Sram, from 4 from Bryon, 9 damage from Sram for our top right player. Alright. Still at 50. They are now at 50, not still at 50. Alright. Still gotta start hitting them down. Gonna draw 2 cards from this. Ooh, Cage Sun and Bowmap Bazaar Barge. Both of those are really good for us here. We'll play the Plains. So now we can... Fitz, what are you doing? Oh, knocking down all the magic cards. Okay. Good job, Fitz. Keep going. So we could... excuse me. We could attack, get the card off of Windburst Heights, make all planes tap for double. If we make all planes tap for double, we just lose the game. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So instead, we could pay 6, cast Cage Sun, have a lot of mana left over, and then go like Karn, animate some guys, pay for Norn's Annex, smack our opponent in the face. Seems pretty good. I think that's what we're going to go for. Workshop. Cast Cage Sun. Lose 2, our opponent will gain 2. Yeah, Order of the White Clang crewing is fantastic, actually. Gonna go for white. Alright, cool. Now all of our planes tap for twice the mana. All of our white creatures get +2/+2. So we can cast Karn. Make it indestructible and equip it. We could also cast our commander and do the same thing, which might be a little bit better. Or we just attack our opponent and pay for it. Another option. If I Karn here, I have 1 mana left over. I can make this a 6/6. And then pay for a bunch of guys attacking that player. Doesn't seem too bad. Right now he's running alright. We stumbled into mana problems in the beginning of the game. We're kind of getting over them now. Turn this into a 6/6. Give that Shroud and Haste. This is actually very interesting. If we crew this, it's a 5/5, but it can pay for itself if it attacks our top right player, so that's what we're going to do. Crew our caravan. One, two, three, four. Send 4 that way. An extra 1 mana? Oh, this taps for 2. Alright. Oh, we should have animated the lightning views. I see what you mean. Alright, sure, I'm going to eat one of our soldiers, but they're going to take the rest of the damage. We can make up for that with Snake right now, actually. Pay 3. Move this over here real quick. Make this guy indestructible. They're going to destroy it in response. Alright. Good thing we have all these ways to get it back. I will make this Lightning Greaves a creature in response. So now your commander is no longer has Shroud or Haste. We lose our Karn, but we have like multiple ways to get him back. Alright, let me just pass. Works for me. Oh! Our opponent got dealt 7 damage. They can Spine Rock Null. Uh-oh. Into Solemn. That's fine. Actually, that's okay. Solemn was one of the best cards in Kikijiki, but we should be fine. Ooh, they get a Valakut. Kill Kimball. Yeah! Good job. That's teamwork right there. It's everyone working together to kill somebody. Good job, everyone. Finally got that player under 50. It just feels like they have a loaded trigger pointing at our faces here. Like they just have, it's probably incorrect, but it just feels like they have the game. We don't see that they have the game, but it just feels like they have the game. They're just pointing it at us. And I'm very scared of that. So I don't want to lose this game yet, because I think we could win a long game, especially with the cards we have been playing in our hand. Ooh, Gauntlet of Might. Alright. It's a swell card. 4 mana artifact, and then you can pay. Oh, it makes all mountains tap for double red, which is very good for the Kikijiki player. We might all lose the Kikijiki now. I don't know if that was the best idea ever, but we'll see what happens here. So Gauntlet of Might is the card that Gauntlet of Power was based off of. 4 mana artifact. Red creatures get +1/+1, and whenever a mountain is tapped for mana, it's going to add another red to their mana pool. From the Vault Legends Sram, that thing is beautiful. That sounds awesome, Infernal Blaziken. Oh, nope, you gotta pay a white mana or 2 life for that. Which they do. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm assuming is gonna happen. They're just gonna Death to the Deathless or Exsanguinate for pretty much everyone's life total here. So they've gotta die as soon as possible. Otherwise, we all lose. So that's why every single person is relentlessly attacking them. Next turn, we're probably going to Sun Titan, getting back Treasure Hunter, getting back Karn, casting Karn, animating our 6 drops. Our next turn is actually really cool. I'm excited for it. I'm also really glad we realized Heliod was amazing in this deck. Because it's amazing in this deck. We could also cast Order of the White Clay, use it to crew up the... Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think our next couple plays are going to be pretty fun. Alright, here's another Valakut hit. Going directly at the white-black player. Trying to think like what card. Well, that's not the card that does it. It's going to make another copy of Solemn with Kiki-Jiki. That will get another mountain, which will deal another 3 damage to our black-white player. Alright. I was surprised not to see the Stone Shaman go at our top right player. Are they going to sacrifice the Solemn to draw 2 cards here? They're going to sacrifice the token Solemn to draw 2 cards here with trading posts. And because when Solemn dies, you draw a card. Pretty simple. Is Dictated Heliod in this deck? Dictated Heliod is not in this deck, no. Yes, Kiki-Jiki can Zealous Conscripts as soon as the Blind Obedience player is dead. That's very true. Dreamstone Hedron hits the field, comes into play tapped. Flame Rush Rider also comes into play tapped. This is not going well. Alright. Again, ducking for cover, trying not to die to this white-black deck if possible. And no attacks at all from a mono-red player. So, let's see if we all lose. We are a Cabal Coffers or a bunch of other cards away from losing the game here. Opponent's at 70. They did play a land already, so we can expect not to see Cabal Coffers, which is nice. For 3 black mana. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Wrath effect here, actually. That wouldn't be too bad at all. Wouldn't be too bad for us, because our creature's already in play. Alright, black-white player, what you going for? For 6 mana. 7 mana. Nope, just 6 mana. Nope, now 7 mana. Behold the Beyond. Alright, that's just game, right? They're going to discard their hand and find 3 cards. Alright. Let's see what was in their hand, and you should just be dead, right? Plains and Sorin were in their hand. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana left. So they could get Mana Crypt and then kill us with the, what's it called combo? I mean, I'm just guessing we're dead. Right? That's what this card usually means. No, that's a Mortify. On Magic Gathering Online, the full art cards or the player rewards cards are currently wrong. They have different colored borders for no good reason. Here, let me show you. There's some fun ones. Blood Knight's correct, but like the Dictator Crewfix is a black-red card for some reason. It's not, obviously. What are some other cool ones? Hinder is a gold card now, by the way. Imperious Perfect is now red. It's always fun. Mortify is red as well. Painseer is blue, by the way, in case you didn't know. Searing Blaze is also a blue card. And Remove Soul is white. Stagger Shock is a green card. Squelching Leeches is a blue card. Interesting. Tidings is now a gold card. This feels about right, actually. Treasure Hunt is a white card. Zemek Guildmage, now a black card. Looks so much cooler on a black border. Alright. Oh, Mark. Howdy, Mark. Tribal bugged color deck just to really confuse our opponents. I don't know if I know all of the cards that do that. That'd be difficult. Well, obviously it's not a 3-card combo this guy knows of all the time because he hasn't won the game immediately. Alright, 3 cards in hand. Is one of them just going to be a Wrath effect? For 4? Yeah. Looks like one of them just going to be a Wrath effect. Day of Judgment. Blackboard as a Mech Guildmage does look awesome. Look at promo Fire Main Avenger. I don't have a promo Fire Main Avenger. Oh, shoot. Alright, Wrath resolves. Right and Treat the Angels is pretty cool. Can we kill that player this turn? I don't think so. We can get close. Alright, let's draw 2 cards. Ooh, Mirror Pool and a Plains. Nice. So we'll start with the Plains, and then this into Treasure Hunter, into Karn, right? So 1, 2, 3. Sun Titan comes into play tapped due to Blind Obedience, of course. But brings back Treasure Hunter. Which brings back Karn to my hand. Which I can now cast. And then animate Dreamstone Hedron, 6. Animate Cage Sun, 12. Animate Caravan. Animate Plate. Trying to think how this is going to work. This is going to be pretty interesting how this rules interaction works, actually. Declare attacks. Attack them all over there. And then I want to actually crew this with itself, because it's already attacking. See what happens. Should be a 5/5 attacker now. That's my understanding of how the rules works. Not fully sure. Nope, didn't work. Alright, cool. Good to know. They go down to 12. Stone Idol Trap. They make a 6/12 colorless construct. Alright, that's 6. And then we pass it back, because I have another thing I want to do during their turn. So during our top left player's turn, check this out. We're going to develop lethal for them as well. Our top right player is dying. That's our goal. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Crew just makes it a creature. Oh, the 5/5 is just... Okay, I see. So I overwritten the power and toughness into a 3/3, making it a 5/5 doesn't do anything. Gotcha. Makes sense. So are we all ready for us to die to the Kiki-Jiki deck? I know I am. Greater Stone Spirit. In response, I'm just going to do this. Hey, this 4/4 is now a creature. This gauntlet is now a 4/4. Making it real obvious what you should be doing this turn. Don't have to make this hard on yourself, trust me. That's now a 2/2. That's now a 3/3. There you go. Got your back. You're welcome. Thank you, Karn. That's right, we did crew a vehicle with itself. It's a very, very odd interaction. Right. Big ol' head gonna rumble in here. That's a 10-14. I think you probably go with the mono red player with the rest. Or you can make sure. And me, not the mono red player? I disagree with that, but that's okay. Our Elspeth is gone forever. Kiki-Jiki player is infinite mana. So, how do we die today? He asks. Three damage going at our face. I'm guessing. Conquering Mana Core. Probably grab Sun Titan. So one of the other things we could have done is we could have just left up that mana from the Dreamstone Hedron instead for eventualities like this where our opponent tries to attack us. Ooh, interesting. Not killing us here. Just getting the attack in with Sun Titan. No, black-white player conceded. They got back their Burnished Heart. That's... I don't know about this play. Alright. Do you have any way to draw to gain life in this deck? I'm just happy our cards don't come into play tapped anymore. That's wonderful. They didn't even attack us. What is going on? I'm very confused. Our opponent sacrifices the 3/3. They ended up sending the Sun Titan to the top left player. Valakut also goes to the top left player. Do they have like a huge Earthquake? Is that what's going on? Are they going to Earthquake for 20? Yeah, they're going to Earthquake for like 20, aren't they? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Okay, that's fair. Molten Disaster for 22. There you go. Alright, that's pretty cool. In the end, this deck ended up doing real things, which is pretty cool. In the beginning, it did nothing real, which was disappointing. But we also had a handful of 6-drops. So let's, quickly export this deck. Sure, send it over, Pino. That sounds like a great start to this deck. This is not the list I'm running in MGG Goldfish, actually. This is just a normal deck. Alright, so someone was nice enough to give us a basis for a mono white equipment deck. So we're going to cheat and use that. Whoops, I put them in the wrong place. Sram goes here. Expertise goes here. Any Kaladesh or Aether revolt cards I want to play in this deck? Give me Caravan. Give me Invention. I would love to play Lifecrest Bestiary here. Can't because it's green. I'll grab a Copter. Tower 2 and Workshop. Sky Ruin. Fair. Homeward Path. Haven. No Nykthos. Heights. Alright, let's take a bunch of cards out. So Soul Ring is fine, Skull Clamp is fine. Not going to play Top. Not going to play Ingenuity. Not going to play Vault. Swords, Gift, Aid is fine. Ascendant is a no. Land Tax is fine. Don't want to play Tutor. Steel Shaper is fine. Shikari is fine. Open the Armor is fine. Seeker, no and no. Mystic and Pierce Paladin are fine. Blade of Selves is fine. Don't like Howling Mine here. Grease is fine. Mindstone is fine. Death Mantle. Scroll Rack is also not going in. Boots, Animus, Thought Vessel, Jite, Sword of Vengeance, Fire and Ice, Feast and Famine, Body and Mind is a no. Scythe is fine. Hammer is fine. Not looking to assemble Cauldra. Fire Streaker is also a no. Plate's fine. Caravan is fine. Automaton is fine. Prison. Abunis. Squire. Hero is fine. Sram's Expertise. Archangel. Solemn. Guild Lotus. Regent. Nahiri. BSA. Oh, hey, Lewis. It's good to see you. How are you doing? Well, that's your arm pocket. Oh, that's good to know. Seer Command and Argentum Armor is fine. Ugin and probably no Avison. All right, cool. So let's start it off. We're gonna go with Sun Titan. He's already in the deck. Good. Oh, I love you, Louie. My hands are so cold and you're so warm. All right. Let's have some fun. Let's go with... I'll grab a gauntlet. Give me Mini and Big Elspeth. Give me... Oh god, that same enchantment I just forgot the name of twice. Certainly take a path. I'll take a Rector, an Angel. That's stupid. And the Sarazens. Give me... What else do we do here? What else do we do here? What do you think, Lewis? You don't know either? Okay. You sure? What do you want to do, Louie? Just want to purr your entire life away? Sounds good to me. Oh yeah, we want to put the engine cards in. Thank you for reminding me, Kaiser. So, Flickering Ward. We want a Conviction. I want to be able to double our mana. So, Extra Planar Lens is in here, Gauntlet of Power is in here, Cage Sun is in here. Grab me a... I don't know if Solemn is in here. Good. I want to grab a Burnish Tart as well. No, Lewis, don't rub your face against the mic. That's not where faces go. Faces go above the mic, like right here. See? Two little paws. Oh, Double Strike Lifelink enchantment. Good point. Oh, and we want to play Heliod as well. Heliod. I'll grab the... want the Spear as well? Probably not the Spear as well. Ooh, we should play Heliod's Pilgrim, actually. So, of note, the way that I'm building this deck, the original deck list that we got from Pino is actually very optimized and very good. I want to put that out there. The changes I'm making are mainly based upon playability and fun in watching being played, as opposed to strength. So all the cards that were in here beforehand were very, very, very strong, but in my estimation aren't that fun to play, so I end up taking them out. The way that I would liken this to is kind of like, if you watch Hearthstone, you could build a very easy to build like Pirate Warrior deck, and you can win the game every single time. That gets real boring real quick. Or you could build a really fun deck that isn't as good, but still good, like a Reno Warlock, Reno Mage deck, which is very strong, but also can be very fun to pilot. I would rather play a deck like that than your regular Pirate Warrior. Another good example would be, I would rather play a blue-white Panharmonicon deck in Standard than play like a Copycat deck. I'm finding the Copycat deck very fun. Blue-white Panharmonicon's a blast. So the way that I build decks are definitely for a deck that functions well, will play well, and has a way to win the game. I don't just want to build a fun deck that does nothing, because that's even more boring to watch. But at the same time, I want to build a deck that doesn't just make me want to stop playing. Yeah. Oh, I'm certainly playing the Nahiri for the equipment. Is it not in there? Oh, I thought... Yeah, there she is. Nahiri for the equipment. Is certainly happening. Let me just check out... Where are my auras at? You know any auras I really want to play in this type of deck? It doesn't really look like it. This is adorable. Angelic Destiny isn't that bad. I can play an Angelic Destiny. That sounds like fun. Ooh, this is a really good excuse to play Darksteel Mutation. That's nice. There's so many different versions of this deck, it's insane. I think that's the part that makes me the happiest about this deck. Got a Spirit Loop. Is that there are like so many different ways to build this deck that I don't feel like any of them are wrong, and I feel like a lot of them are very strong. I'm going to play Pentarch Ward here. Always love Pentarch Ward. Yeah, let's just play a real card instead of an aura. Let's go with a creature that draws us cards in white and colorless. A Sram modern deck that wins with Grape Shot? That does sound like a lot of fun, actually. The Cauldron token is sadly so embarrassing that I... Like, the reason why I don't play Cauldron in a bunch of decks is because the Cauldron token is so embarrassingly bad that I specifically choose not to play it. It's a thing. Like, it's crazy. I want a real card here. Let's go with... Where's this guy? That'll work good. That should work. Alright, this is our preliminary version of Sram equips, even though we have some non-equips in it. Definitely a stronger version of the deck than we played before, which I think is important, so I definitely want to try it out. I'm going to use the restroom real quick and grab myself some more coffee, and then we're going to play one last game and try this deck out. In no way, shape, or form do I think this or the vehicle deck is done. I think there's definitely a lot of work to be done on both, but I definitely want to try both these out. So I'll be back in just a moment. You guys just want to look at cats for a while I go get something to drink? Look, there's two cats. They're adorable as heck. BR. Oh, is there no lightning greaves? There's a lightning greaves in here. Ooh, thank gosh. It scared me. Mwah. Tell me you don't kiss your cats on the top of the head when you re-enter the room. Of course you do, because they're adorable. I don't know. There we go. But I'm obviously more adorable, so I'm going to keep the camera right here. All right, let's try out this Sram equip stack. There's going to be a Sram equip stack. There's going to be a Sram enchant deck. There's going to be a Sram goes fast deck. There's probably going to be a Sram good stuff equip enchant deck. Maybe vehicles as well. So I'm really excited to try this guy out even more going forward. Wish our opponents hello and good luck. Hello and good luck. Because we're not a troglodyte. Ooh, this is a real hand. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh, what room did we just walk into? This is going to be a fun game. I am very excited by this, actually. We are playing Sram, the Senior Artificer. 1 and a white for a 2/2. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, make sure you draw a card. Our top left and middle player are both playing partner commanders. Top left player is playing Crom, Ludovic's Opus. 3 blue-red for a 4/4 flying haste zombie horror. This card is, I'm not going to lie, probably one of the most severely underrated commanders. Whenever an opponent casts her second spell each turn, make sure you draw a card. Our top left player is also partnering that with Vile Smasher the Fierce. 1 black-red for a land. 1 black-red for a 2/3. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, Vile Smasher deals damage equal to that spell's converted mana cost to an opponent chooses at random. They go turn 1 gamble. So they're going to look through their entire library for a card, put it into their hand, then discard a card at random. Our middle player is playing the combination of Bruce Tarl and Tana the Bloodsower. Bruce Tarl is 2 red-white for a 3/3 human ally. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, target creature you control gets double strike and lifelink. They're also partnering it up with Tana the Bloodsower. 2 red-green for a trampling 2/2. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green sapling tokens. And we have a turn 2 Kari Zev. We are going to agree with Kari Zev by playing our turn 2 Commander Sram. Kari Zev is a 2-mana 1/3. It's got First Strike and Menace. Whenever it attacks, create a legendary 2/1 red monkey named Ragavan that's tapped and attacking. Exile that token at the end of combat. Is major land death frowned upon in MTGO? Certainly. It's frowned upon just in general in Commander. Telling Time cast for our Grixis pairing. I like Telling Time. This is a card that I played a lot of just because I had a foil version of it. Because welcome to Commander. Can I explain why I think Sram is so great? So one of the things I talk about a lot on stream is the idea that your commander's a renewable resource. And when your commander that's a renewable resource also consistently draws you cards, and you can build the deck around him drawing you multiple cards, it just seems like an obvious answer for a card that kicks a lot of butt. So for me, I'm just a really big fan of Sram. Also, I think we're being attacked. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, we're not. Well, we don't know where Ragavan is going. They don't have the token for Ragavan correctly? This might be a my fault thing. All right, I have to quickly go into here. Go like this. Oh, God. Oh, God, guys. We have an issue. Ooh, man. Gonna go 0. Gonna type Raga. All right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is a severe problem. What are we to do? We're going to cast Stratascythe here, draw a card, exile Plains, and then attack our middle player for 2. Stratascythe is a 3-mana artifact. It's got Imprint. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a land card and exile it, then shuffle your library. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land on the battlefield with the same name as the exiled card. We chose Plains. Here is a Vile Smasher hitting the field for our Grixis deck. We chose to attack the Naya player there. They play a Mana Gorger Hydra. That's only kind of scary. I think we should riot. I'm pretty sure I didn't see Ragavan hit the field there. And they should be playing Hero's Blade. Oh my god, when Ragavan attacks, it picks up the Hero's Blade. That is so funny. Ragavan Tribal Stealth Nerf. So no one else is seeing the Ragavan art. Oh my gosh. This is a real thing. There's no Ragavan art? Oh my gosh. This is disgusting. So we have a haste. So they equip Sword of Vengeance. It's a 3-mana artifact equipment. Equip creatures +2/+0 and has first strike, trample, and haste. Ragavan also being sent at our Naya player. So we're going to take 3 damage from the Karizev. Ooh, Gauntlet of Power is nice. Going to cast Sword of the Animist here. Draw a card. The interesting thing is that you have to draw a card with Sram. This doesn't have available tapped, right? No, it doesn't. Good. Play Inventor Sphere. 1/2. Suit up Sram. Attack our top left player. Get additional planes into play. Blooped. Alright, sweet. So Sword of the Animist is a 2-mana legendary equipment. Equip creatures +1/+1. Whenever the equipped creature attacks, you may search a library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. It's one of the only ways to accelerate mana in white. Well played, Mark. Well played indeed. Alright, so let's see what our Bruce Tarl... Our Bruce Tarl player is probably just playing Bruce Tarl and going to make this a 6/6 double striking lifelinker. Because that's what Bruce Tarl does. What Bruce Tarl does is really gosh darn strong. 6/6 double striker. Consider me incredibly scared. I don't know if I can beat that. We could always just Angelic Destiny up our commander and laugh our way to the bank. And then die to a double striking Mana Gorger Hydra. Probably going our way, right? Yeah. They're going to gain 6 here. We're going to go down to 31. They go back up to 42. And in turn, they play Stun Double, making a copy of Mana Gorger Hydra, dealing 4 damage to the Naya player at random. Howdy, Boitano. Bruce Tarl is really, really, really good. I can't call all cards underrated, so I'm not going to say he's underrated. But that card is dope. It's going to be really fun. Next turn, we're going to be able to cast Gauntlet of Power, play the Plains, cast Pure Steel Paladin, be able to equip onto... Oh, man, this is going to be... Our next turn should be pretty fun. Ooh, Snowstorms. That's disgusting. They did finally fix Stunt Double. It costs the correct amount of mana. Are we being hit by Ragavan? We are being hit by Ragavan. Without art. This Gauntlet of Power was like a ticket 0.25. And it's real cool looking, so I grabbed it. That's a Blasphemous Act. Okay, that's fine. This makes our next turn really easy, actually. Play Gauntlet of Power. Naming white. Play a Plains. Cast Pure Steel Paladin. Equip. Equip. Pass. So Pure Steel Paladin is a double white 2/2. When an equipment enters the battlefield under my control, I get to draw a card. Equipment I control have equip 0 as long as I control 3 or more artifacts. I do with this Gauntlet of Power, Stratascythe, and Sword of the Animist. Our opponent plays a Crom. Real good card. We are going to gain a life off of our Inventor Sphere next turn. I think if this stays on the battlefield till my next turn, I know what I'm doing with it, I'll tell you that. Going to be finding a Luxodon Warhammer with Inventor Sphere and going from there. Ooh, Mina and Den Wildborn hitting the field. 2 red, green for a 4/4. You may play additional land each of your turns. For a red and a green, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gains trample till end of turn. Is Mentor the Meek in here? Mentor the Meek is not in here, but it probably should be. Alright, and then for 2, nothing. Alright, cool. We might be able to get away with a really fun play next turn. Yes, I do know that Armory Automaton takes our opponent's equipment as well, which is real fun. Thopter Engineer hits the field. When it's enters the battlefield, make a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature with flying. Artifact creatures you control have haste, and here's a culling dais. They're gonna sacrifice the Ragavans. How dare you? If I knew they were gonna sacrifice the Ragavans, I wouldn't allow this to happen. So we're gonna sacrifice the Inventor Sphere. Find ourselves anything that gives us lifelink. Hey, look, there's a Luxon Warhammer in here. I would like this. So we have 6 mana. We can have 8 mana. Which means, oh my god, we're going to deal a lot of damage this turn. Just going to let you know. Cast Luxon Warhammer. Draw a card. Draw Angel Invention is actually very interesting. I think we play the Angel here, actually. I would like the servos. We're going to equip this onto the Pure Steel Paladin. Go for attacks. Send this right at our Naya player, who hit us for the most damage last time. Right? Yeah. Attack for 15. Attack for 16, actually. Goal being to gain 16 life. And we're at 46. Put the Scythe onto the Angel. Put the Warhammer onto a servo. And put the Sword of the Animus also on that servo. And pass. Ooh, Fairy Artisans. 3 and a blue for a 2/2 flyer. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, create a token that's a copy of that creature except as an artifact. Then exile other tokens created with Fairy Artisans. This is a card I've always wanted to see put into play, so I'm excited to see if it works for this player. Like, really excited to see if it works for this player. I do need Sram on the battlefield now, and I plan on playing him next turn. Like, my next turn is going to be really good if I think my next turn is going to be good regardless, but I'm excited for my next turn, certainly, especially if this board stays intact. But I wouldn't be surprised to see something like destroy all artifacts and enchantments here. I think it'd be really good for them. Woodfall Primus also going to do a lot of work. So we're going to lose our Gauntlet of Power. Our top left player is also going to copy a Woodfall Primus. That's going to hit our Stratascythe more than likely. Yeah, this is a really good play. You got to get rid of Gauntlet first, though. Like, you can't not get rid of Gauntlet first. Okay, they're going to get rid of Stratascythe first. Okay. Fine with that. They get their own copy of Woodfall Primus here. That one destroys the Gauntlet of Power. Alright. Super fair. That's really cool. Here's an FTK. That should probably kill our Pure Steel Paladin. And they get another copy of FTK. Wow. Alright. I believe the term is wrecked. We're getting wrecked here. That's for sure. So both FTKs are killing both of our creatures. All right. That worked. I'm really glad I did the servos now. Ooh, Sword of Vengeance. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast our commander. Which they'll get a copy of. Which I'm alright with. We will cast Sword of Vengeance. They draw a card. We get to draw a card as well. Ooh, a Plains. I'm just going to play the Windburst Heights, though. Probably not going to try and put anything really good under this. Because there's a Woodfall Primus in play. So, seems like it'd be not the best idea ever. Attack our top left player, get the extra land out of the Sword of the Animist, which I really, really value. Blooped. God, I love Sword of the Animist. This card is so good. They're not just going to block it? With your free Sram here? They are going to... Alright, I'm so okay with that. Our opponent used a real card to kill our servo. Fine with this. Oh! That's why. Because they're playing Corrupted Conscience. And they draw a card off of their token Sram. They're going to gain control of this Woodfall Primus with Corrupted Conscience. Also, they're playing Corrupted Conscience. So that means that we get to kill them with impunity. Because no good person plays Corrupted Conscience. This is actually... today's going to be a little bit smaller stream. Today's my 1-year anniversary with my girlfriend. I have to drive down to Lakeland and I got to do a bunch of stuff like find an anniversary gift. So... depending on how long this game goes, this might actually just be our last game. Not a lot today, but... God, I wish MTGO didn't always have downtime. Because I would love to stream like all of tomorrow, but I can't. In fact, it is that bad. So, makes it a really easy attack for us. I wonder how close we are to like lethaling them with Crom. Pretty far away. Buy her one of the C16 precons for our anniversary. There we go. All right. Champion Lambholt. This is one of my favorite cards of all time. 3 mana, 1/1. Creature with power less than Champion Lambholt power can't block yours. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1 counter on Champion Lambholt. Oh yeah, this Crom is doing a lot of work if you notice, because a lot of people are playing more than one spell a turn. Here's Tana, or Tana, the Bloodsower. Also very good with this. Now they're going to have a copy of Tana, rather than them having a copy of Bruce Tarl. Buy her a mystery box from Walmart. You know, I didn't even think of that one. That's a good idea. Yeah. They get the trigger from Champion? Huh, that's interesting. I guess it does put the copy, then kill the other copy, right? Okay. Town time isn't next week? Sick. Alright, I know what I'm doing all tomorrow. Oh, you're judging GP Orlando? Sweet. I'm certainly going to be there. Probably not for Sunday, but certainly for the Saturday. Alright. It's been a very interesting game. Very, very interesting game. Magnifying Glass. This is Seth's favorite card. 3 mana artifact, tap. Add color to your mana pool, then 4 tap investigate. That's awesome, Komodo. I'm excited. Alright, here's Sword of Vengeance in the field. The Sword of Vengeance being equipped to the Stompter. 3/1 first strike haste trampling flyer. I think we're taking 3 damage. Because it's free. Yeah, we take 3. It's going to be an EDH area. You can do whatever you'd like. It can just be really easy to meet up, trust me. Ooh, Rector, you say? Rector, damn near killed her. Alright, let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4. Start here. It's your destiny. +4/+4 flying at first strike. Equip with Sword of Vengeance. Equip with Sword of the Animist. And go to attacks. Got a 9/7 first strike flying haste trample. With Vigilance. Which gets to attack. So we get an extra planes into play. Did I mention I really love Sword of the Animist? Because I really love Sword of the Animist. Look at this. Gonna have 12 mana next turn. What could be better? Our top left player takes 9. They go to 12 commander damage. And we pass. Nothing else to do this turn. Oh, it is also an angel when it happens. That's true. So it's now an angel. It's a Dwarf Advisor Angel. Everyone's favorite Dwarf Advisor Angel. Alright, give me the Cyclonic Rift. Show me the money that I'm expecting. Or don't. Do whatever you like. It's a you decision. If I had to put money on it, I would say that our mono red or our Nair player ends up winning this game. Because they're both perfectly in place to be the third player. Those stout, stubby wings on those Dwarven Angels. You know it. Fact or fiction? Alright. We are probably not going to be asked to do these piles. Although I'd love to do piles. I love doing piles. Ooh, we get to do piles. Alright. Let's put Chaos Warp. I'm going to do these piles, actually, because they desperately need black lands. You can have Dark Petition and Runescar Demon, or you can have the Land Chaos Warp pile. They choose the Land Chaos Warp pile. I feel like our Sram is going to be Chaos Warped. Just fine. Can't do anything about it. Do we get to block before you Chaos Warp our Sram? I'm excited. That was weird. They didn't even take the swamp. I thought they would have taken the swamp. They could swamp. They could like Dark Petition and get 3 mana back. Seems good. All right, our Sram is going to be Chaos Warped during our next turn. Did they discard the mountain they got off of the Fact or Fiction as well? I believe they did. And an Underworld Catacombs, which makes sense. Underworld Connections, sorry, not Catacombs. Alright, Bruce Tarl. I'm ready to lose the game. I'm only at 43, but I'm ready. I'm sitting here, I'm waiting. For 7. Giant Adaphage. Alrighty then. Believe that's one of those real magic cards they talk about. One of those real, actual magic cards. Really good with Giant Adaphage, by the way. Like, real good. Oh, gosh. Really good with Fairy Artisans, I mean. no attacks here. Spawn Wraith all grown up. That's true. No longer an elemental, it turned into an insect and returned to Ravnica. I love Champion Landhold. Gosh, I love this card so much. I love Spawn Wraith as well, but I love Champion Landhold. You know who else loves Champion Landhold? Spawn Wraith. Spawn Wraith and Champion Landhold, best friends. It is really slow unless you can consistently give it Double Strike or Haste. If you can consistently give it Haste, then it's really good. That's kind of the whole shtick with this Bruce Tarl deck, is that giving that card Double Strike is fantastic. Endbringer hits the field. Okay. Interesting. 5 mana colors for a 5/5. That's going to switch out for this card. Untap it during each of the players' untap step. Tap it to deal 1 damage to our creature or player. Play a colorless, tap, target creature can't attack or block this turn. Double colorless, draw a card. J-Ro, thank you for resubscribing. 20 months is a lot of months. Oh my god. A lot of months. So we can expect our Sram to be Chaos Warped. But I guess they don't do it before it comes to our turn, which is nice. So I'm going to cast the Argentum Armor now so we can draw a card before a Sram goes away. I never made a list of my 100 favorite Magic cards, though. I should, though. Seems like it'd be really difficult. Like, really difficult. Alright, here's the Chaos Warp. They probably thought it was enters the battlefield instead of cast. We get a copy of Cage Sun, which I will name as White. Nice. Hey there, Cage Sun. I missed you. It's a really good thing for that Sram to turn into. Like, real good. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna Argentum Armor up this servo. And then give it a Sword of Vengeance. Give it Lifelink. Then once again attack our top left player. And destroy, of all things, the Corrupted Conscience. Actually, did we just destroy this Champion Landhold? I think we probably destroy the Champion Landhold. 12-7, First Strike, Haste, Lifelink, Trample, Vigilance, 12-7. No, we just get rid of the Corrupted Conscience. Because it doesn't have flying. And if we don't, then the Woodfall Primus dies. For a second there, I was like, man, this card should really give flying. And then I was like, wait, no, it really shouldn't give flying. Ever. I want to get rid of the Corrupted Conscience. Again, there's a very high likelihood we die to the Bruce Tarl deck here, but this also has First Strike, Haste, Trample, Lifelink, and Vigilance. So it's also an untapped 12-7, which is good. What I can expect to see here is a Wrath effect, which then comes back and destroys the Cage Sun with the Woodfall Primus. But the best thing is that there's no longer Infect in play. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, we drew Ancient Tomb. There you go. So yeah, our Bruce Tarl deck could do something like Momentous Charge, and then we're all just... I mean, we're dead. More than likely. because I don't think we still be able to. It'll be interesting. These next 2 turns will be very, very, very interesting. All our Grixis player really has to do is bounce the servo or something, and we have no blockers, and then our Bruce Tarl deck can just annihilate us from the game. So I don't really think it'd be very presumptuous to even pretend that we're winning this game. But at the same time, I feel like this deck is doing a lot of things, which is really good. The issue is that we're kind of playing arch enemy. We're definitely the player that our opponents are trying to kill the most. That's not a good thing in this type of build. Yeah, I am. I didn't know that there wasn't downtime tomorrow. Basically, once I get back from my girlfriend's house, that's all I'm doing is streaming. That's going to be the goal. I don't need to buy anything for work on Thursday. Darkshell Ingot hits the field. Are we going to see a damnation? I mean, if these fairies attack us, we're probably seeing a damnation. If they don't attack, we're probably not seeing a damnation. All right, probably no damnation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Let's see if we lose the game. All right, just a jungle shrine. That's a good sign. Bruce Tarl hits the field, turns into a 4/4, and they can give this double strike. They get Agape Bruce Tarl as well, which is pretty scary. They're going to give the Giant Adaphage, double strike, and lifelink. They're going to get 2 Adaphages off of this. Oh, that's interesting. Their Bruce Tarl triggers when it enters the battlefield too. That's so cute. This Fairy Artisans is adorable. Oh my gosh. I'll be waking up at like 5:30 tomorrow morning and probably leave around 6. Be back here around 8. Probably around when I usually start streaming, 9-ish, 9:30. Stream until about 3. Eat some dinner, and then record the match with MTG Goldfish. There is one dude at 40 and they're at 55, so I do agree with this. Probably shouldn't attack the guy at 18. Although, the top left player can only block with the Cram Ludovic's Opus right now. Or Crom, or whatever you want to call this guy. This is super interesting. Because Endbringer is also amazing against Bruce Tarl. Ooh, this is a good attack as well. I like this attack a lot. Oh no, you should have made that attack. The reason why I like that attack so much is you don't mind Broodfall Primus dying. It would gain this person 8 life, making your ally stronger. And you get to break the Cage Sun or the Argentum armor. Probably the Cage Sun. But they're going to gain 14 life here with the Giant Adaphage, hitting twice on our top right player due to the double strike from Bruce Tarl. They'll make 2 Giant Adaphages, which will also pump this up to a 6/6, which means that none of our opponent's creatures can block our Naya player's creatures right now. Yeah, this card's really interesting. I never realized it was good until right now. I'm happy about this play. Our opponent's just drawing a card off this Endbringer. That's wonderful. That means that they're not going to be able to prevent our servo from attacking or blocking. That means they shouldn't be able to prevent our servo from attacking or blocking. That's a better way to use those words. So when we attack, we're probably going to send it... I don't know how we do this attack. We probably play Elspeth and... I don't know. Alright, now we're playing it to Omri Automaton, I'll tell you that. So our next turn is going to be... Land... Sram... I don't really know how we do this next turn. Let's see what we draw first before we say anything. There's also a 6/1 first strike, haste, lifelink, trample, vigilance, Thopter right now. We're taking 6 in the air, which makes sense. Everyone has lifelink this game, which is really funny. How do we do this? I wouldn't be surprised if our top left player has a card like Spelljack right now as well. Let's see what we draw. Spirit Loop, you say? Alright, so we got to start with our commander, let's be honest. Alright. Casting our commander. Start with Spirit Loop, draw a card. This is actually very interesting because it's another version of Lifelink. So now this creature has basically double Lifelink. Play Automaton. This one gets countered. Actually, he shouldn't counter this. Because what I'm doing right now is really dumb. Well, he should counter this. Ooh, okay. This is fine as well. Because, yeah, what I'm doing right now is actually super dumb. So they're casting Volcanic Offering, 4 and a red for an instant, destroy target non-basic land you don't control, and target non-basic land of an opponent's choice you don't control. Deal 7 damage to target creature you don't control, and 7 damage to target creature of an opponent's choice you don't control. They're able to kill both of our creatures here. We get back Spirit Loop. We can recast Crom. The biggest thing, though, is that they get a copy of Armory Automaton as well. Which is why we shouldn't have cast this Armory Automaton. Although last time I saw Volcanic Offering, the person who cast Volcanic Offering just got to make all the choices. Which sounds as bad as it looks like it is. Gonna turn off our audios here. This is actually really good for us now. Alright, Spirit Loop goes back to our hand. And now stupid stuff happens. So our Armory Automaton enters the battlefield, then they get a copy of it as well. Oh, good. Ours resolves second. Oh, that's wonderful. So they get their Armory Automaton in the battlefield, and they steal all the equipment. And then we steal all the equipment. It's going to be a 19-9. That sounds like fun. Alright, we have a 19-9 now. Good to know. Let's a Spirit Loop it to draw a card. Although, yeah, let's Spirit Loop to draw a card. Core Haven's pretty good. I wish we hadn't played a land already. Play Elspeth. Can we deal lethal to our top left player here? I think we can, actually. That's what I'm going to go for. $22-12. So if I killed this, they lose. Okay, good. Going for the lethal. Find ourselves in extra planes. It's actually better for us if they're blocking with the artisan, funnily enough. Oh, okay. We gain less life this way. I know, we go to 93. Good job, us. Main phase 2. Play Rector. Rector, damn nail killed her. And then... what do I want to do here? I want to at least move the Warhammer onto the Academy Rector here. Pass. I killed you because I'm pretty sure I can kill the Naya deck, and I'm pretty sure I can beat the mono red deck. But I'm not sure if I can beat a deck that can kill my creature / bounce my permanents. It's the only reason why. Granted, this turn is going to suck for us, but I think it was the best play that we had. And that's also true. It's the only one I could actually kill there. And also, our mono red player might just die this turn. Like, I wouldn't put it past our Naya player to just kill the mono red player here for fun. Like, they can. It's an option they have available to themselves. And it might not be the wrong play either. Yep. That's what they're going for. Why do I so vigorously hate Infect? I really, really, really hate Infect. For me, it feels like it cheats how the game should progress. There's a reason why people are at that life total. We could block this with Vol Primus, but I think we're just going to take 6. I mean, people... the game is played at 40 life for, I believe, a really good reason. Is that a Berserk? Alright, that's fine. And I really do feel that when you play a game with Infect, it ends up severely decreasing how fun that game is. At least whenever I play it. I think our mono red player is actually dead here, right? Sweet. Alright. Mono, a mono. So they did Berserk, which means that their Windfall Primus is going to die to Berserk and come back. I don't know what they kill here. Uh-oh. They have other things? Let's see what else they have here. Bryon is fine. This champion's all the way up to 12-12. Well, Primus dies and comes back. I wonder what they blow up here. Cage Stun or Argentum Armor? You can also destroy Elspeth. Interesting choice, but something they could do. And they choose to. Okay. Heliod, you say? That's not bad. It's actually really good here. Cast Heliod. We end up just putting everything onto Sram, right? Swinging in. What do I destroy with Sram? Sram has to kill Champion Landhold, funnily enough. Actually, do I do that with Sram, or just leave it up? So I can attack here. Like this. Destroy the champion. Now we can block. Most important thing about this board is that we can block now. Ooh, this is great too. This is real great. It's even better. Keep it coming. Yeah, you... Alright. I think that still keeps our armory... Okay, now our armory automaton is dead. Looks good to me. I'm gonna get a lot of life here. Alright, Spirit Loop goes back to our hand. We get to search our library for an enchantment. So we're going to draw a lot of cards here. We're going to return this to our hand. Cast it. Draw a card. Darkstone Mutation is really good here as well. I'm going to turn this into an 0-1 without abilities. Draw a card. Return the ward. Play the ward. Draw an Angel Finality. That's actually a card I really wanted to draw here. Cast the Angel. Exile our opponent's graveyard so they can't get back anything that would really harm us. Which is good. Return the ward. Play the ward. Ooh, Path is great. On green. Play a Spirit Loop on the Angel. Ooh, draw Sun Titan. What does Sun Titan do here? Cast Sun Titan. Bring back Pure Soul Paladin. Equip for 0. Equip for 0. Equip for 0. Equip for 0. And then pass. All right, your turn. So a card we played here was Darkstone Mutation. Double white for an enchantment. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature is an insect with base power and 0-1 and has no other abilities. So it's one of the only ways to actually get rid of an opponent's commander. So we got rid of the Bruce Tarl here. Then we also exiled the card that was making it so we couldn't block. I have not seen the Modern Sram deck, but that was real fun. And that's why we're actually playing Academy Rector. So for 5. Why no attack with Heliod? We'd already attacked, actually, with the Armory Automaton. Oh, shoot. Silver Reclamation's real good here. It's going to exile our Warhammer and our Argentum armor. Can't do anything about that whammy. That was great for them. Alright. They should just attack with all the Adiphages, which is what they're doing. Gonna path the Bryon here. Go to blocks. Eat one. Eat one. Take that much damage. That's fine. What do you think about the partner mechanic? I think it seems very successful. That's for sure. I was just about to complain about not drawing a card there, and then I realized it doesn't matter. Stoneforge Mystic is pretty good. Cast Mystic. Search our library for an equipment. What do I want here? How good is Sword of Feast and Famine? Makes it so our creature's unblockable. Blade of Selves doesn't do anything, so yeah. So Sword of Feast and Famine seems good. Ooh, Sigarda's Aid. That's pretty great. I think I can just Voltron and win. I have to see how much damage I have. Not yet. He's only an 8/6. Although with Sigarda's Aid, when I bring back this Strata Scythe with Sun Titan, it gives +15/+15 to our commander. It's lethal. We're going to pretend like we don't know that, though. Ooh, Day Judgment isn't bad. Austere Command, you say? Alright, so if I Austere Command for greater than 6, that eats my Sun Titan. But it gets rid of everything on their battlefield, and we get to keep our Sram and everything else. Do they die to that? I mean, probably. Yeah, let's just let's win the game, and then in case MTGO doesn't work appropriately, we still get to win the game. So let's go that way. Strata Scythe should come into play. Should trigger Sigarda's Aid, which it does. Putting it onto the Sram. Is currently unblockable. Exile ourselves a Plains. Our Sram is now at 26/24 with protection from green and black. And that should be the game. So Strata Scythe was the card that's basically having this happen. 3-mana artifact from Scars of Mirrodin. Equip creature gets +1/+1 for each land of the battlefield the same name as the exile card. So we got there. Sweet. Worked really well. Thanks so much to Penagram for sending us a base list to build this deck out of. I think it worked, I mean, pretty much as well as we thought it would. I don't think this deck's going to win with Voltron Sram every single time, but just sometimes that's how you have to win the game. I liked it overall. It seems really strong, that's for sure. Yeah. No true conviction in the deck, funnily enough. We could probably play it over Sunscorch Regent. Oh, our opponent did have 2 planes, so he certainly helped. So sadly, that's going to be it for me today. I have a lot of stuff I need to do. I need to grab a anniversary gift. I need to shower. I need to find something to wear. Then I need to head down to Lakeland, which is about an hour and change away from where I am by 5. So I have a bunch of stuff to do. But I plan on streaming pretty much all tomorrow because apparently MTGO isn't down, which is wonderful. For those on YouTube, thank you so much for watching as well. I'll have these deck lists posted in the description below so that you can get an idea of what we played. I would like to reiterate that neither of these decks are done. I don't know if Academy Rector is good enough since it just finds Flickering Ward, but it seems good for sure. But overall, I'm definitely happy with how this deck is playing, and I would definitely play this deck again. I think it's very strong and kind of what I would be worried about if I was playing against a Sram deck. So I'll certainly see you soon. Hopefully, I mean tomorrow, I guess, because apparently MTG won't be down, which is wonderful.